Around 155 million years ago, during the late Jurassic period, Earth was a realm of prehistoric giants. Towering dinosaurs like Brachiosaurus and Diplodocus roamed the vast floodplains of what is now the western United States, particularly in a region known to paleontologists as the Morrison Formation. This was a world shaped by shifting tectonic plates, periodic volcanic activity, and a warm, semi-arid climate, dotted with rivers and seasonal lakes. In this dynamic and sometimes unforgiving environment, one dinosaur stood out not for its size or predatory power, but for its armor, resilience, and mystique: Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus was a medium-sized herbivorous dinosaur that left a significant impression on both science and pop culture. Measuring between 7 to 9 meters in length, 23 to 30 feet, and weighing up to 5 metric tons, it wasn't the largest herbivore of its time, but it was certainly one of the most distinctive. Its name, derived from Greek, means roof lizard, a misnomer that stemmed from early fossil interpretations. The first Stegosaurus fossils were discovered in 1877 by the American paleontologist Othniel Charles Marsh during the famous Bone Wars, a period of intense fossil hunting rivalry in the American West. Initially, Marsh believed the large bony plates found with the dinosaur skeleton lay flat along its back like roof shingles, leading to the name. As more complete fossils were uncovered, the image of Stegosaurus began to shift. It became clear that the plates did not lie flat, but rather stood upright in two alternating rows along the creature's back. These plates could reach over 2 feet in height and were unlike anything seen in other dinosaurs. Paleontologists have debated their function for decades. Theories have ranged from defense mechanisms to heat regulation devices to sexual displays. Today, the prevailing hypothesis is that the plates served multiple purposes: thermoregulation, by dissipating heat thanks to their rich blood supply, intimidation or visual display to attract mates or scare predators, and possibly even species recognition. If the plates defined its appearance, then the tail spikes defined its defense. Known colloquially as the Thagomizer, a term humorously coined by cartoonist Gary Larson in The Far Side and now widely used by paleontologists, this set of 4 long, sharp spikes at the end of its tail served as a potent weapon. Initially, scientists believed the tail was too stiff for the spikes to be effective in combat. However, later studies showed the tail was highly flexible and could swing in a 180-degree arc, with the spikes delivering blows powerful enough to pierce bone. Fossil evidence supports this. A punctured pelvis of an Allosaurus, a top predator of the time, matches the shape and spacing of Stegosaurus's tail spikes, indicating that this seemingly passive herbivore was more than capable of defending itself. In addition to its tail and plates, Stegosaurus possessed another form of armor: gular armor. These small, bony plates or ossicles were found around the neck region and served to protect critical arteries from predator attacks. This armor was particularly important given the Stegosaurus's low browsing height and slow movement, which would have made it vulnerable to ambushes. Despite all these impressive features, Stegosaurus is often ridiculed for its brain size. It had a brain roughly the size of a walnut, which, given its massive body size, gives it one of the lowest brain-to-body ratios among dinosaurs. This led to the persistent myth that it possessed a second brain in its hips to help coordinate its movements. In reality, the space thought to house the second brain likely contained a glycogen body, a structure also found in modern birds, which may have played a role in energy storage or distribution. Intelligence aside, Stegosaurus was a successful species. It lived in herds or family groups, as evidenced by fossilized trackways showing multiple individuals moving together. Some of these tracks even show juvenile Stegosaurus walking alongside adults, suggesting parental care or at least social behavior that benefited the group. Living in herds would have increased their chances of detecting predators and protecting young, reinforcing the idea that Stegosaurus wasn't just a lumbering loner, but a social animal adapted to thrive in its environment. Its diet consisted mainly of low-lying vegetation such as ferns, mosses, horsetails, and cycads. Its mouth was equipped with small, peg-like teeth, suited for stripping soft plants rather than chewing tough foliage. The Stegosaurus likely swallowed its food whole, relying on its massive gut to ferment and digest the plant material. There's also evidence to suggest it may have swallowed stones, known as gastroliths, to aid in breaking down food, a behavior seen in some modern birds and reptiles. The Morrison Formation, where most Stegosaurus fossils have been found, was a complex ecosystem home to a diverse range of dinosaurs, both herbivorous and carnivorous. Alongside Stegosaurus were other famous species like Apatosaurus, Camarasaurus, and Allosaurus. These predators posed a constant threat, and the evolutionary arms race between predator and prey played out in dramatic fashion across the Jurassic landscape. While sauropods relied on size and herding, Stegosaurus developed its own unique suite of defenses to survive. Interestingly, Stegosaurus fossils have also been found outside of North America, particularly in Portugal. This discovery suggests that Stegosaurus or closely related species once roamed a vast area across the ancient supercontinent of Laurasia, thanks to land bridges and continental drift. Such wide distribution points to a highly adaptable creature capable of surviving in varied environments. Despite its success during the late Jurassic, Stegosaurus eventually disappeared from the fossil record around 145 million years ago. The exact cause of its extinction remains unclear, but was likely due to a combination of environmental changes, such as shifting climates and changing plant life, and increased competition from other herbivores better adapted to the new conditions. The end of the Jurassic marked a time of transition, and many species that had flourished began to wane as new ones emerged. Modern interest in Stegosaurus remains high, fueled by its distinctive look and cultural presence. It frequently appears in books, toys, documentaries, and films, often as the archetypal armored dinosaur. Notably, a remarkably complete Stegosaurus skeleton named Apex was auctioned in recent years for $44 million, highlighting the enduring fascination with this prehistoric marvel. Museums around the world feature Stegosaurus prominently, educating new generations about its role in Earth's evolutionary history. Today, paleontologists continue to study Stegosaurus to unravel more about its behavior, biology, and ecology. Advances in technology such as 3D modeling and biomechanical analysis allow scientists to reconstruct its movements and interactions with greater accuracy than ever before. As more fossils are discovered and techniques improve, our understanding of this armored herbivore continues to evolve. In many ways, Stegosaurus represents the perfect blend of mystery, evolution, and adaptation. It may not have been the smartest dinosaur nor the fastest or the largest, but it carved out a successful niche in a world dominated by predators. With its formidable tail, distinctive plates, and potential for social behavior, Stegosaurus was far from defenseless. It stood its ground in a dangerous world and left behind clues that continue to captivate and educate us more than 100 million years after it vanished. In the grand theater of prehistoric life, Stegosaurus played a role not of victim, but of survivor, armored, ancient, and unforgettable.